Szewczak. It's me, Maja Szewczak, and welcome to the first Idea Sunday in May. I cannot believe we're already doing the May Idea Sundays. But anyways, today we'll be doing a hot air balloon. So I have this and these pieces, a button and an abandoned project. I wanted to test out pearls and acrylic paints on that. It was going to be a video, but I cancelled it. But now it's getting another chance to get a video. I don't even know what I was thinking at the time when I made this pearl thing. But today we're going to use it. But anyways, let's get to making the hot air balloon. Already, it will be for Nicholas Mellow's Japanese cousin, Amy Mellow. And Amy Mellow is Nicholas Mellow's size. So, it will be perfect for her. But first, let's get some wire on. I did do a hot air balloon for a Polish video, but hadn't done an Idea Sunday in English on this channel. So I want to change that, so that's why we're going to make that video in English today. We're going to do it. So now let's add the wire on. And I did talk with one of my real life friends about this idea. So now I'm doing it. Just twist it here. And get another wire for another part of this. The green things are coming off. The green tissue paper. Let's also add some more of this wire on. Here we go. Let's add things on. Done. And I need to keep this in mind. So this time I'm using this to be the base of the balloon part. I didn't use that in the other one, but I'm using it this time. Make sure it's the right height for Amy Mellow. Before adding anything to it, let's test painted it now again. That's better, I guess. So now, before painting it, have to figure out something for this. So I'm going to try to remove this piece. I'm failing to remove this. Okay, fine. Let's turn it into a flower or something. What was I thinking? Experimenting, I guess. And now I'll try to cut this as well. Also no? Okay. I painted the base pink and let it dry. Now we're going to crochet some pillows for the inside of the hot air balloon. They will be seats, and there will be 2 seats in it, so I'll be using this plum purple wool and this cherry pink wool to make the pillows for the hot air balloon. I don't know what I was thinking with this light thing. I guess I was trying to do a pearl, but I don't like how the pearl looks. It doesn't look like a pearl at all, but that's okay. We're going to completely cover it in these brown beads to make it look more flower-like instead of a pearl. There. That's better, at least for now. We're going to let it dry before attaching it onto the hot air balloon. And speaking of the hot air balloon, I have attached some fabric. There's some fabric there, and I'm going to cover it up in these wools to make a bird design. While this is drying, I also made another flower using the button I glued on other flower parts to it. Time to let it dry. I'm crocheting the pillows and I'm stitching on pieces of wool to create the bird design. And I'm using all the leftovers by cutting up the tiny scraps into flocking and gluing it on inside. So that's the flocking here. While stitching on the pieces of wool, I cut the cherry pink ones so short they're going to look like flocking. And I put the leftovers inside the hot air balloon. So that's what I've been doing. Time for this piece to go in. We're going to glue it on here. At the base of this where the hole is, this used to be some cardboard that comes with ribbon, but I find the cardboard to be actually really good for hot air balloons. So that's why there's going to be a plant inside it, a water plant. But I'm not going to put actual water in because it's cardboard. But I could just decorate it how I want. And there would be a pond in the hot air balloon. But first, let's let this dry. Finish the red one, but the purple one is still work in progress. So the purple one, I'm going to come back to when I will do this step. The red pillow now, I have to calculate the amount of stuffing I need to fill it up. Just like this. And after it's all filled up, we're going to stitch it together. And I'm going to use the closest thread color to the pillow that I could find. I think that's the closest I could get. Let's now scrunch it up and sew it together. I'm still practicing the crochet, so that's why I need to learn some more of it. Although I only sometimes do it actually. I did get into it in December 2024, but that's the best I could do for this pillow. Because some people do more complicated patterns when I just do really simple ones. I just make a lot of knots and hook, so it's like very simple to make if you're a beginner at this. And that's the red pillow done. And for the hot air balloon, I was going to do a pond, but I don't think it's practical. Maybe this will be like a side table instead of a pond, like a side table for the dolls to sit around the decoration. And I've also mapped out some areas on the hot air balloon. This will tell me where the red and the purple wool will go on this. So with this guide in place, this helps me to not get completely lost in my design and the colors I wanted fixed to certain areas. So now let's install in the red pillow. The red pillow, maybe to hide the wire somewhere around here. And I'm going to hide the imperfections here by just stitching it on to that area. And let me just get out the dolls to guide me. Just to check something, to double check something. So the dolls will have to sit like this in the frame. Glued on more flocking, stitched on the purple pillow. However, the flower had to be moved to the front where the cherry pink was being applied, because originally it was on the purple side, which wasn't what I intended. Now I have to finish the stitching on of the wool. The cherry balloon birds are supposed to have wings, and for the wings I'll have these areas. Longer pieces of wool, while all over everywhere else I'll cut them as short as the cherry pink pieces of wool. Just snip that off to cut it as short as the pink ones. Although I did finish flocking here, now I have to do this. And then I'll repeat, use the flocking for something else until lots of cherry pink is red and purple and light pink, and there's some yellowish green details I feel like this needs some yellow details. So sorry, pink flower here. You're going to be painted yellow. I just think I need to add a bit of yellow because it would complement the colors nicely, but only have yellow there as an accent color to break up that ocean of pink and purple. The yellow will only act like an accent color, so added the yellow, but I think I'm going to slightly tinted green to make a greenish yellow, but try to keep it on the level of yellow and not green. No, that's too green. Well, more yellow then, because that blue can really seriously overpower the yellow. So I need to mix it up a bit more. I did get rid of the brown color on the beads because the paints are really opaque, but that's fine. I could bring it back for when this dries and the plants. Not an exact color match, but I did my best. Oh, maybe I'll just do dots of that plant. Keep it subtle, but still make sure it makes sense what I'm doing. Because there's some cherry balloon bird themes, as well as some pond themes with the yellowish green details that I've added to it. And I think the yellowish green details are actually what brings a little bit of a pond theme to it. But since this is Amy Mellow's hot air balloon that she uses to fly to Nicholas Mellow's place all the way from Japan, and you know Amy Mellow's taste. Her favorite color is cherry pink, and her another favorite color is yellow. So those are her three favorite colors. You can see that with the yellow accents and yellow threads in some of her shoes and hairband. Now we're going to let it dry. Then with very watered down white acrylic paint, I tried to tone the yellow down a bit to be more similar to this green plant here. And now that needs to dry. All I need to do now is to finish the wool parts of the balloon. Then I painted the inside of the yellow flowers yellow, but a more orangey yellow, while the flower petals are green yellow. The inside would be orangey golden yellow. Time to let it dry. I'm doing the eyes and the beak of the cherry balloon bird. So I'm mixing up glue and acrylic paint mixture. So we'll be using this one. My dad bought it some years ago, this color, and I hadn't finished it yet. This is what my dad bought in 2020 during the COVID pandemic at its peak. Now it's 2025 and it's still lasting me a good while. At the range, this usually costs more than the other acrylic paints. Maybe there's a reason. There's a lot of it, or is it just that I just don't use it all that much? But yet, my dad had quite some taste in acrylic paints back then. Now he doesn't have that much time to dabble in that anymore. But during the COVID pandemic, my dad did dabble in acrylic paintings, and he was quite good at it. But now he just lacks time to go back to it and dabble in it again. So that's the beak painted. Now it's time to add some pupils into the eyes. I'll be using yellow eyes with purple pupils into them. So for that, I'll switch to a smaller, more finer brush for that. So let's dot that eye on. Just a small tiny pupil. To create those eyes. Nice. Come on. Add eyes to it. No, I ruined it. Just have to get another one of those beads again to try again, but this time away from the beak on this. Now the paint goes on. starting dots. And now we're going to let the beak and the eyes dry. There was once, some months ago, an idea Sunday when I discovered this. And, well, just using that to see how long that shine will last. And I'm looking at the spillage. It doesn't appear on paper. Everything's just covered in that pigment. I can see some sparkle, but it's harder to tell, and also doesn't work anymore that much. But it was good to try it. The sparkle may be turned purple over time. Well, that can depend on materials I use. Will that sparkle last? Only time will tell. And that's the finished product. So, Szewczak, what do you think of the cherry balloon bird? Hot air balloon? Please tell me in the comments. The hair took the most time because the wool was supposed to be the feathers that look a bit like hair. And that's what it's looking like. Holds 2 Nicholas Mellow-sized dolls, as I know already. And the cherry balloon bird, hot air balloon, can now fly away. Bye, Szewczak. See you in another video. Bye.